the name of Allah, the entirely merciful, the especially merciful. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My dear brothers and sisters, we are back with another lecture in the fiqh, and it is an important topic that we want to speak about, and that is Salat al-Khawf. Salat al-Khawf, it means that the salat that we do, the way that we do it, it is for a reason that we have a fear in ourselves. Whether fearing because of something or someone, or because of the enemy opposite us. And majority of the time is mentioned because of the enemy. Because of the enemy. In the wartime. Sheikh says, فصل وصلاة الخوف على ثلاثة أضرب. i.e. the salat that we do because of the fearing, it is divided to three types. It's three types, i.e. is the three way that we can pray. أحدها, the first one, أن يكون العدو في غير جهة القبلة. If the enemy is in other side of the qibla, i.e. the qibla is heading us, but the enemy is on the right or on the left, whatever side it is, i.e. it's not on the jihad al-qibla. Then the Sheikh says how we pray. فيفرقهم الإمام فرقتين, i.e. the Imam divides them to the two parts. He divides them to the two groups. فرقة تقف في وجه العدو. One of the groups will be facing the enemy, because the enemy is not in the jihad al-qibla, so he will be facing the enemy. ويصلي بفرقة ركعة, and the second group that is with the Imam, he will pray one rak'ah with them. ثم تتم لنفسها وتمضي إلى جهة العدو. So that group is, while he was with the Imam, he will pray one rak'ah with the Imam, and when they go up after sujood, when they prayed with the Imam and they went up with from the sujood, they will finish one rak'ah by themselves, and the Imam will be still standing. The Imam will be standing. He will not start the second rak'ah. He will not be starting the second rak'ah. He will be standing up and wait. So the group is with him. They will finish the second rak'ah and they will go facing the enemy. وتجيء الطائفة الأخرى يصلي بها ركعة. And the second group that they have not prayed, they will come and pray with the Imam. Okay, they will pray with the Imam another rak'ah. ثم تتم لنفسها ثم يسلم بها. Then when they pray another rak'ah, with the Imam, the second rak'ah, Imam will be sitting down. He will be waiting for them to go. So they go up and pray and then come back. When they sit down, then they will do salam with the Imam. Together. It means that the first group, they started the takbirat al-ihram. They started saying Allahu Akbar. They started their salam, their salat with the Imam. That's what they did. But the second group, they did the salam. They finished the salat with the Imam. So both group, they have a good deed with the Imam. They did something with the Imam, with the Sheikh, while they prayed. So this is the first condition, this is the first way that they pray. While the enemy is not in the jihad al-qibla. The enemy is on another jihad, is another place, another side. This is how they pray. الثاني أن يكون العدو في جهة القبلة فيصوفهم الصفين. Second way that we pray is that if the enemy is on the jihad al-qibla, so the Imam will make the two group two row. When we say 2 row, we want to make things easy. We could say 15 row, 7, 7. It's fine. We want to make 2 rows so you understand how the way it is. say 70. I don't care how many rows they are, how many people they are. As long as they do it as they are in two groups. وَيُحْرِمُ بِهِمْ. And all of them, they say Allahu Akbar with the Imam. فَإِذَا سَجَدَ سَجَدَ مَعَهُ أَحَدُهُم أَحَدُ الصَّفَّيْنِ. If the Imam went to ruku', they all go to ruku' with him. One of the groups will go to ruku' and one go to sujood with the Imam. And the other one will standing up and facing the enemy because they're toward the Qibla. وَوَقَفَ الصَّفُّ. And the second group, they're standing up and waiting for the Imam and the people to go to ruku' and sujood. فَإِذَا رَفَعَ سَجَدُوا وَلَحِقُوا. And the second group, if the Imam came up from first rak'at, the second group that started with the Imam and they did not go to sujood and ruku' with the Imam, then they will go to ruku' and sujood, and then they come up with the Imam. Again, they will read Fatiha and another surah with the Imam, and then the first group that went with the Imam, they go again with the Imam and they come up, and the second group will go and then they come up, then they will all together do the salam with the Imam. I.e., the second way that they pray is that everyone pray together. They do the takbirat al-ihram, they say Allahu Akbar together, and they say the salam together. But the only different thing is that one, he will pray with the Imam, come and go, and the other one, they will do it after them, afterward, not with them in the same time. Not in the second time. The third way that they pray, أن يكونوا في شدة الخوف والاحتيام الحرب فصلى كيف أمكن راجلا وراكبا مستقبل القبلة وغير مستقبل لها. This is another thing that Sheikh wants to mention in the second time, and that is, it is in the time that the salat attended. It's the time that we must pray. But we cannot stop. And we cannot do it as we did it in the first and the second way. Why? Because we are in a battlefield. We are in a big problem. So, how we pray? We pray as we are, while you're fighting, while you're in a battle world, while in a war. So, Sheikh says, التحام شدة الخوف والالتحام الحرب. i.e. while you are in the battlefield, you pray as you are. You pray as you are. Whether you are walking and you are in a horse, or nowadays we can say, and driving the cars, driving the tank and everything else. مستقبل القبلة وغير مستقبلها. In this time, this is another important thing that we must mention, and that is whether you are facing the Qibla or not. Because facing the Qibla is one of the duties that we must do while we pray. If we know that our salat is not accepted. But in this occasion that we are in it, the occasion that it is a battlefield is not stopped and is continued, then you are allowed to pray while you are in the battlefield, and you are allowed to pray however you want. You do not need to look toward the Qibla. You do not need to worry about too much movement, that you move around and other things that you do. And also another thing that Sheikh didn't mention, moving too much. Moving too much, the Sheikh didn't mention. In that occasion as well, it is okay. Yeah, and so those are the important things that we need to know on how to the Salat al-Khawf and Salat that we do because of the fearing of the enemy. Like we said, the must one that has been done is the second one. That the Imam start the prayer with everyone, and with the everyone, and with the everyone, and then the first group will go to ruku' and sujood with the Imam, and they come up, and the second group they go to ruku' and sujood, they continue, they finish, and then the second group and does the same thing. There is another way for the second way that they mention is that first group will go to ruku' and sujood with the Imam, with the Sheikh. In the second rak'at, the first group will not go. The second group will go with the Imam. The second group will go with the second rak'ah with the Imam, ruku' and sujood, and then they come up and they sit in the tahiyyat. And then they do it in that way. And then all of them, after that, they will do salam, all of them together. They do all of that together. And that's occasion. And then we need to know in those salawat, all of them, in all of those salawat, you must read the Fatiha, you must read another surah, you must do the say Subhan Rabbi al-Azim and Subhan Rabbi al-A'la, and all of that you must do, and you must know and be aware of them. All of the occasions that is there, we must do it, inshallah ta'ala. This is the end of the 2 days lecture. Inshallah ta'ala, we will come back with another lecture. هذا والله أعلم وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.